Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Gift and you're welcome to Gift and Couture. So in today's tutorial, I want to show you how I made this jumbo or baggy pants that you're seeing on your screen. If this is your first time of coming across my channel, please do well to like, share, comment, subscribe. Please do well to like, drop a comment, alright. And then I'm going to show you some of the errors I encountered using the elastic. You can see I use 1 inch elastic. Instead of sewing it together, I separated it, and I'm still going to show you how I did it. So please don't forget to like, I beg of you, comment. Let's get started. I know you might be wondering, why am I using a different fabric? It's the same measurements I use. I just that I didn't know that I don't have black thread, so I decided to sew the blue one. Alright, so let's go. Now the first thing you're going to do with this baggy pant is just your thigh and your waist measurement. You don't really need your hip, though we are going to use hip to connect to the waist. Now for this baggy, I actually use 17 total. For example, my thigh is 25. Alright, so instead of using, when you divide 25 into 2, you have 12.5, but I didn't use that 12.5. I added like 3.5 to it, and I also had one for seam allowance, so that's what makes it 17 inches. So it depends on how you want it. If you want it to be wider, you can add to it, but using that 17 was even wide. So the first thing I did was to go and add and mark 2 inches. That will be for my hemming allowance. That's the bottom line. Alright, this is not the waistline, this is just the bottom line. So from there I went ahead to measure the actual trouser length, which is 42. So from that bottom I went up and I marked the waistline. So after marking the waistline like that, I went ahead to I made sure I arranged the fabric very well. I went ahead to minus like 2 inches because the 2 inches is going to be used for the band. Alright, so from there I also went ahead to mark my hip allowance, my hip length, even though it's not really necessary for this pant. I marked it, and then I went ahead to mark my crotch, and the crotch I use 12.5. Alright, so after marking the 12.5, I decided that let me just add one to it, but to be honest, I didn't later use that 1 inch because I was not sure how it's going to look like, but I just took a risk. So from there I moved to the hip line, because whatever I have on the hip line is what I'm going to use for the waist. I added extra 5 inches to my hip. Remember, my hip is 38 plus 5 inches. So whatever you have, you divided it. It's a baggy pants, and from there I also had like 2 inches to it. So I went to my crotch length and I used 17. Remember, my crotch is let's say my crotch is 25 plus 7 inches. That's what I divided by 2. That's what you get. And from there I also had my seam allowance like 1 inch, and whatever I had on the waistline, I took it on the hip, rather I took it to the waistline, and that was it for the front. So whatever I have on the measurement I have on the crotch line, I took it downward, and from there I went ahead to cut it. So after I was done cutting it, and this is I went ahead to trim the waist. It was time to notch the pocket. The first thing I did, place your tape rule and mark 1 inch. Away from that 1 inch, mark the length of your pocket. So I used 6.5. So from there I went ahead to notch that 1 inch and also notch the 6.5 that I marked, which is going to be the length of my pocket. That's how wide I want the pocket to be. Alright, so from there, after notching it, I went ahead to slit it. Remember, there is no dart, there's no need to remove that. Alright, because there's going to be elastic. So from there I went ahead to slit it just like what you're seeing on the screen. Please, if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, kindly do so. Thank you. So after that I went ahead to fold the back And this, the next thing I did was to increase the back by 1.5. This is very necessary so that your trouser will be able to sit well. So from there I went ahead to add 2 inches to the waistline since it's going to be elastic. Remember, the waist is not my actual waist. On the crotch length I added 3 inches, which is normal. We've already added excess allowance on the trouser. So from there I went ahead to connect it just like what you are seeing on the screen. So remember I added 1.5 on the waist, so you are going to connect it slantly to the other hand just like that. So after that I went ahead to increase from the crotch downwards. So I used 2 inches all the way down, so just like what you're seeing on the screen. So that's what I so we are done with the cutting. Next is to go ahead and cut it out. You can see the way I'm cutting it. So when you are done cutting it, next is just to go ahead and sew it. You can use, if you have the 2 inches band, you can use it, but for this tutorial I actually use the 1 inch. Like I double it, and I'm still going to show you how I did it. So when you are done like this, next thing I did was to go ahead and cut the pocket. Now the length of the pocket that I use is 11 inches. You can use 12 if you want to. And then just like the way I measured the back, I notch it 1 inches. So away from that 1 inch, I notch the actual length of the pocket, which is 6.5, and that's it. Now the width of the pocket to be, lest I forget, is 7 inches. It's like when you fold it like this, it will give you 7 inches. Alright, now for the band I measure 6 inches length for the band. The length of the band, alright, I measured it to be like 22 times 3. So the first one I folded it and I measured 22 just like that. Then the second one is the same thing, which is the same 22, which I'm going to join together. I didn't just want to waste the fabric. That's the reason I decided to cut it like that. You can see what is there. So the next thing is to go ahead and sew the center just like this. Like I said, it's the same measurement that I used. I only replicated the fabric. Alright, so after that, when you are done sewing the front and the back together, go ahead and open the front. When you notch that 1 inch on the pocket and on the fabric, go ahead and sew it from that to where you notch the 6.5. Okay, so when you are done, you can see how it is. Go ahead and notch it. So when you are done notching, go notch this side and the other side. Alright, so when you are done notching like that, please, when you are notching, just be careful so that you won't go and notch extra. I know what I'm saying. So when you are done, go ahead and turn your pocket like this. So sometimes some people prefer sewing them together, like you fold your pocket inward like this, so and then sew it. But I prefer top stitching only the pocket itself, which I'm going to show you. Like you just top stitch only the pocket. So after I was done doing that, I've gone ahead to top stitch. I went ahead to fold. Just go ahead and fold your pocket like this. Take your time, just like this. Go ahead and turn your pocket. You can see the way I turn it. Let it align. So the measurement you are going to use is the same measurement that you notch when after folding it. Anyways, just watch and see. Okay, fold it like this, just like what you make sure you arrange it. And when you are done, next thing is to go ahead and sew the waist first. Brace the waist down. So when you are done bracing the waist, from that 6.5 downwards, so like 1 inch or 1.5 downward. And when you are done sewing, it should look like this. Go ahead and remove the pant itself and then notch where you stopped the sewing, just like that. Notch it like 1.5 and then put your hand and flip the pocket like this. When you flip it, you are going to use your hand to align it. Let it align. So when you are done, go ahead and sew it. You are going to go ahead and curve that sewing. So when you are done, next thing is to go ahead and cut the excess out, just like what you're seeing on your screen. You can see what I did. Next thing, put your hand in your pocket and flip the pocket out like that. And then next thing is to go ahead and top stitch that pocket. This will prevent your pocket from opening. Top stitch it. So when you are done, that means the pocket is ready. I'll go ahead and do the second one. So when you are done, next thing is to go ahead and join the trouser. So when you are done joining the trouser, so next thing is to go ahead and measure our waistline. So what I have in total, that's 28 times 2, that will give you 50 something. That's the waist that we had. So I've gone ahead. Next thing is to go ahead and join the band. So after joining the band, I decided to take measurement together, and what I got is 32. That's 62. Do you understand? So that means I've added like excess. Now next, the first thing you're going to do, you're going to fold your band like this. Just like fold it into two. You can use your iron to press it down, so after that you will notice that folding it you get like 3 inches. Next thing is to go ahead. Now my initial plan was to sew this stuff together, this elastic together, and the measurements I used too, but so I decided to use for the band. You know, when it comes to elastic, you just have to use your discretion. I decided to use 28. So, like I said, my initial plan was to join the this thing together, like the elastic together. I'll cut it together and then start sewing it together. So, but after I finished doing that, it didn't work. I noticed that the stitches were affecting the stretchiness of that elastic. So the next thing I did, I went ahead to lose it, and then decided that I'm not going to do it that way. So I decided that I'm going to sew the band separately, just like this. You can see your elastic inches is 1 inch, and you're going to sew like 1.2 for it. So after you are done, go ahead and pass your elastic like this. So for the width of the elastic, the length of the elastic, I used 28. All right, so next I went ahead to pass the elastic just like this, the way you're seeing. Please guys, I'm begging you, if this is your first time of coming across my channel, please help me to like, just drop a comment, drop a sweet comment in the comment section, subscribe. All right, share this video with your friends. So after we are done, go ahead and sew the elastic like this. Just be careful when you are trying to pull it. So top stitch it like that. So when you are done, go ahead and put the second one, which I'm going to show you. You can see how stretchy it looks. Okay, next I went ahead to do the second one after I've gone ahead to top stitch it. And then after passing the elastic, honestly I really like the outcome, and I thank God I followed this method, because sewing the elastic together wouldn't have given me this result. So after that I went ahead to do the second one like this, and then still top stitch it just like the way I did. And after that I went ahead to join it. So when you're doing it, just be patient. All right, it won't take time, it doesn't take time. So next thing, I went ahead to brace the both of them together. Remember, I've already braced the last inch, which is like half inch. And next thing is to go ahead and sew it. If you have your weaving machine, you can weave it, but I was not ready to weave it that time. So go ahead and sew it, join it together. So when you are done, where you've sewn is where it's going to face the back. So you're going to face it like this, put it like this, and start sewing around. I realized is that I also noticed that you can even use the same measurement that you use for the waist without any adding extra to the band. So after you are done, it should look like that. And the next thing I did was to go and fold the line that I had it. And after that I went ahead to take some pictures. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment. See you guys in my next video. Bye. Please subscribe, like, share, comment. Thank you.